Oscar was dutiful in his work, Emily noted. His handwriting was neat and stylized in a way she recognized as a sign of professional experience. His condolences seemed genuine in tone, as genuine as they could be from a man such as he, in any case. There was an accident. She traced the words with her finely painted fingertips. No bodies. She held those words close to her heart. She glanced at a picture in front of her, blurry and stamped from the bus stop CCTV footage. Long blonde hair, dipped edges of pink that framed a thick, stylish coat. Emily felt a pull in her gut that she could hardly ignore. Jeanette was becoming such a beautiful young woman, with or without her guidance. Of course, Alicia couldn't even bother to fly in, join the search. Didn't have time, apparently. She could taste the bittersweet guilt and rage that built in her, but she quelled it quickly, face as impassive as ever. Although her lips curled inward and her hands shook ever so slightly as she raised a now cold cup of tea to her lips. She sat alone at a booth, near the back of a rather quaint diner, waiting. She held the head of school's letter aloft. She had read it more times than she could count, over and over and over again. Hansen had promised her family safety, and instead had given her and all of the others that relied on him for sanctuary this, only bothering to give them condolences through the mail. Well, she never was one to wait around. She was also in town, so who would blame her if in Hansen's known favorite restaurant she happened to be having a meal when she saw him and wished to have a little chat with him? And if that chat got a little heated and a little vicious, well, she was a grieving mother in a foreign country, blinded by strong emotions. No one would blame her if certain things slipped out or others might overhear. The door to the restaurant opened with a soft ring of a bell, and she felt her lips curl up unbidden as Oscar Hansen strode into the diner like he owned the place. Right on time. She would have gone over to talk to him immediately, but something held her back. Perhaps it was the way his head hung, the disheveledness of his usually so immaculate attire, or perhaps it was the deep bags under his eyes and the pallor of his skin. Either way, she gave him time to sit and order something to drink, observing him with a sharp gaze before she stood and walked over, mask of the model and CEO slipping into place like a second skin. "Mr. Hansen, I noticed you watch in. Do you mind if I sit?" she said, playing up her accent for extra effect. He startled as she spoke, glazed over eyes clearing as they dragged themselves up to meet her gaze. "Oh, Mrs. Aurora, of course. I hadn't realized you were still in town." She sat and gave him the thinnest of smiles. "Given recent circumstance, I decided to extend my stay until further notice." He nodded in a slow, somber manner. "Of course, I'm sorry for..." He stopped himself from saying, "your loss," which was wise of him. "For everything," he finished lamely. Emily placed her elbows on the table and folded her hands together, leaning against them. She took her time responding, watching him take a few more shaky breaths before she whispered in a low voice, "I think you owe me more than just empty words, Mr. Hansen." He shifted in his seat, squirming under her gaze. Good. The worm deserved to do some squirming. "Miss Orr, I assure you I don't know what you mean." "Don't give me that BS," she cut him off. "This place, it's yours. We all know that. So, you come either share with me how exactly you managed to lose my child, or..." She trailed off, setting the bait. "Or what exactly, Mrs. Aurora?" Oscar said, rising from his slouched to his full height. Or my media agent reveals exactly where and how he got a hold of your poor little orphans, with every bit of evidence I've collected. What are you talking about? He hissed, playing dumb. You think I wouldn't look into you? Much less the boy my little Etoile took such a shine to after all those years? I may not be one of yours, Oscar, but that does not exactly make me a fool, now does it? He glared at her, but Emile felt a pull in her gut as fear raced up her spine. She pushed it down. Oscar wanted to prey on her emotions. Unfortunately for him, emotion had nothing to do with this. She clicked her tongue. Try using your abilities on me again, and I'll ramp up the charges from kidnapping to conspiracy to commit murder sent directly to the Unité du Poisson and the supernatural crime units of Interpol and the FBI, Mr. Hansen. As I said, I am no fool, and I will not let you treat me like one. So you're going to tell me everything, or things are going to get much, much worse for you. He slumped, and Emily smiled. Checkmate, her victory.
It's a magical, mystical time. It's anecdotal adventures.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of City of Mist Kingmakers. I'm your Master of Ceremonies Ashley, and these are my players.
My name is Cassidy, and I play Matthias, who's the Rift of Typhon.
Tele, and I play Adalaie, the Rift of Nemesis.
Sonya, I play Emma, the Rift of Athena.
Juno, I play Jane, the Rift of Hera.
Hello, I'm Simon. I play Aron Frankels, whose Rift is King David.
And unfortunately, once more, Selena playing Mara Galanis, Rift of Hades, will not be able to join us, taking a brief hiatus. And last time on Kingmakers, you guys saved a relatively dead child to be not a dead child anymore, met up with Felix, Sawyer, Leo, and Hazel, and are back on the traveling the sky on the back of Jasper, going to save poor little Ezekiel, who has been absconded with by apparently a Sal'Bana. So, setting the scene once again, you guys are in the air on a giant bird. It's kind of cramped a little now because there's so many more people.
We better not pick up anybody else.
Yeah, that's the plan. Let's go straight there now, so we can't waste any more time.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Does anyone ever wonder how we're able to breathe up here?
You're not that
Magic. We're just
still
skimming
don't
the
have
top of
shortness
the
of
tree.
breath.
Oh, can I check it on my owl?
You can. That is headed toward the forest, correct, Mordal?
Yep.
It is about half a day's flight from getting to its destination.
Ooh, good. Good.
Once it reaches the forest, I want to be able to fly slightly safer at night, since the giant demon bird would be a lot harder to get to it.
I mean, yeah, it would be safer from giant demon birds.
But again, I don't know how much safer that
If
would
what?
be.
But there are other things in the forest that are a little more dangerous than a bird.
Yeah.
I'm going to say owls probably don't exist in this world, since there's no real, I don't think anywhere they could exist. I don't think they're a natural occurring animal.
But how do you guys want to pass your time for today?
I want to sulk.
I kind of figured. Matthias over near your corner of the bird.
Oh.
Audio medium. We can't see you throwing up your hoodie and slouching, pouting dramatically.
Adalaie's gonna hand him a ball of yarn and just sort of have him hold it while she
He's gonna take the other end, and he's gonna like do the the finger knitting where you can't really knit like a can't really knit like a sheet, but you can knit like a string. He's gonna sit there and just finger knit the other end of the yarn.
You know, I guess I'll like do like the awkward shoulder pat of like to try to help the situation.
I am going to check in with my owl every so often and start scouring my own brain for what the frick he found, because I have no idea.
Yeah, and you don't really get much.
I'm gonna sit by and watch over Felix and just make basic conversation with him.
Okay, so most of you are kind of keeping to yourself, so we will start with Jane and Felix. What are you saying? What are you talking about?
Hey Felix. So, we have a lot of time on our hands, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, was there anything you were looking forward to back at home?
I mean, I like to travel, so I'm kind of fulfilling that desire here in a very different way than I thought I would.
Well, I suppose that's true. What's the favorite place you visited? I haven't gone very many places myself.
Niagara Falls was cool.
Oh, the waterfall? Yeah. Those postcards are everywhere, I swear.
Yeah, I was on the Canadian side of it, so I didn't get to see what it was like in the States, but...
So, do you want to go home?
I mean, I like the convenience of indoor plumbing and air conditioning.
I have to second you on that one.
And I really miss my funny YouTube videos.
It's honestly reminds me back in the old good days.
Oh? She'll turn to Adalaie. Do we get a story from you, Miss Adalaie?
Yeah, back when you were, what, 15, 16?
Oh, I would have to think. Nope, never mind. I remember those years pretty clearly. Unfortunately. Oh. Funny story.
How old are you?
65.
You're not old. What?
I had a long life, honey.
Yeah, of 65 years, and you've seen this scenario in your 65 years. You've
Well,
seen
not this
setting.
scenario particularly.
But like this setting, like I was alive in the medieval times, 65 years ago. Were you raised on an Amish? Were you Amish?
I was not Amish, but I did briefly live on a farm.
Autumn Noter, farms are great. There's nothing bad about a farm.
They are pretty bad when you don't have indoor plumbing.
Oh, I'll bet
And
that
no
would be
air
kind of terrible.
conditioning, because air conditioning was not a thing yet.
Can't imagine. I lived out in Texas, so it got sweltering some days.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Adam, I will never understand how you stood the Texas heat. Even in Wisconsin, sometimes it gets hot for me.
I mean, there's air conditioning, and you get used to it.
Matthias leans forward and just goes, I'm from Georgia. Wisconsin summers are like...
They're like fall.
Georgian winters, actually.
Yeah, like, they're kind of like mild Texan winters.
And we'll just shake her head.
You know what is startling? Like, compared to, like, Georgia and Wisconsin?
Winter?
Traffic. No, traffic. Traffic in Georgia is horrible. Everyone jokes about, like, big cities like New York. It's going to take you, like, 2 hours to get there. It's not actually how it works in New York. But that's how it works in Georgia. When you're trying to go literally anywhere.
Like the entire state, even like right as you cross the border, it's just traffic.
Traffic. Everywhere. Our highway systems suck.
I
You
swear
try to
to
stay
God,
on giant traffic
backwards.
jam.
Thank
It's
goodness,
like
at least
clear roads until you get to the border, and then it's just a traffic jam immediately after you cross it.
The car just kind of materialized out of nowhere just to.
sometimes it feels like it. Maybe maybe there was like a rift of like travel that cursed the city of Georgia.
I would not be
Not
surprised.
the city, the state of Georgia. I'm tired. Sorry.
The city of Georgia. I think there actually
of
is a city called Georgia.
Knowing like American cities, there probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably
Watch
Georgia.
it's probably not going to be anywhere near Georgia.
No, it's probably like in Washington.
Yeah.
There's definitely more than one Georgia. I think there is a Georgia in Georgia. If I had my phone, if I had like internet, I would totally Google whether or not there was Georgia in
Right
Georgia.
on the border with like.
Felix Huffs. That's another thing I miss. Google.
Ah, Google's so nice.
I will agree to that.
It would be really nice to
I
have
was in the
access
library
to, like,
just trying to look up a thesaurus.
it would be really nice to have to like look up how things went and worked in the medieval times on Google and have that information now.
Yeah.
I think we have a history major here, don't we?
To best describe Middle Ages, it's basically a bunch of confused screaming for a few hundred years. It's the best way to describe it.
Cade's nods. That sounds accurate.
Just a lot of confused screaming. And the Pope asking for money. That's about the Middle Ages stuff.
I mean, the Pope asking for money part isn't exactly relevant to this, but
Well, Middle Ages it was, because
I thought that was more of the Renaissance.
Wasn't the Renaissance like the revival of culture, at least for rich people?
yeah, for rich people.
I can tell you, Italy did fine. That's about it. No, England was still dealing with the plague, I think.
Anyone else think Adalaie is like immortal or something?
I'm like, I don't know what in her version of years 65 means. Maybe she goes by different like aging system than we do.
I'm the
6,500.
Maybe
years.
it's like
yes, you caught me. I'm a vampire.
Maybe 1 year for her is like 20, like 100 for us or something.
Where are you
maybe she's just like
When you were born,
Maybe
how were
she'll
the
say.
continents arranged?
What?
Was there a place called Pangea yet when you were?
Gaia and New. Well, yes, it was arranged.
Pangea hadn't existed yet by the time she was born.
Pangea.
Was there?
Oh, is that how
oxygen
they
in the
pronounced it while it
atmosphere when you were
existed?
around?
Oh, shush.
Back in your day, was there oxygen? Had the moon?
I was going to take off her boot and threaten.
Was the Earth a ring of rocks floating around the sun? How many planets were there?
No,
when we were
we
around?
didn't have satellites quite yet. Like the first satellite came after.
So you were around before the moon, is what you're saying.
I highly doubt that.
Technically, the moon is a satellite.
Yeah.
So you said satellites came later, so you were there before the moon.
Wrong kind of satellites. Man-made satellites. Like Sputnik. Y'all learned about Sputnik, right?
Sputnik?
Yeah.
Do you mean
Yeah.
Sputnik?
Well, I will hit you with my boot.
You guys have this lively conversation.
wait, I have a question. While they're arguing, how much of Adalaie's yarn has Matthias just turned into one like knit?
He's still knitting.
I'd say
Has Adalaie
Adalaie comes equipped with a
Speed
pretty
knitting from
pretty big ball gun, and you guys are kind of competing against each other at this point.
Allies just sort of staring at you. I will make mine longer before
Matthias
you do.
does it faster, but doesn't look at you.
Like how in one corner there is whether or not Adalaie was there before the moon was formed. In the other corner, it's just knitting competition.
That's how it works.
Atop a giant bird, mind you.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Have y'all never heard the phrase "respect your elders"?
Nope.
Nope.
Damn kids.
Judging by what you've seen in the website, I think you made that statement. I think you were the first person to christen those words.
Yeah.
Allie's gonna hit him with the back of her boot.
Aron, you get hit in the head with the back of the boot.
Ow. I deserve that. Understand.
Yes, you do.
Understand. We'll have a nice day.
There's no
Yeah.
city named Georgia in Georgia.
But
What?
there's-
There's not a
like a
Georgia,
town.
Georgia.
I don't know if it's a town or something, but there's not a big city.
there
A
probably-
town called Georgia, Georgia is fine.
like there is a
I don't know.
country.
I haven't checked for any towns named Georgia in Georgia. Oh, there's a town named Salem.
Well,
What
yes.
they could do is in the
But
country
that's in
of Georgia, have a
Massachusetts.
state named Georgia and a town named Georgia. So you have Georgia and a
No,
Georgia and a
that's in
Georgia.
Georgia.
There's
There's
one in
another
Georgia
town
too.
named Salem in Georgia too. Yeah.
Sounds like a popular name.
What they should do is if someone becomes president of the
The
country of
town
Georgia, make a
Salem.
state called Georgia and a town called Georgia. Inside that,
Oh, there are 3
Georgia.
buildings in Salem. 3 buildings.
it's like the Russian doll of Georgia.
There's got to be a city called Georgia, in a state of Georgia, in a town of Georgia, in the village of Georgia.
In the
Yeah.
What's below a village? There's definitely something below
Hamlet?
a village.
Like,
I think Hamlet is smaller, but it's a weird word. Yorp? Yorp is a town of 1, I think.
Oh,
a town of 1.
I am a traveling York.
Yorp. Yorp.
So there's 7 billion Yorps on the planet.
The only reason I know this is because of Dungeons and Dragons. It gives you population size examples of
Sounds like they made up that word.
things. No, I think it's real, but if they did, I don't care.
would
It's a
love
fun
to
word.
Listen to that word. You're like, dude, you know what? I don't care. I'm my own town.
Probably the person who lives in the Yorp. It's like, you know what? I'm my own town. I'm a Yorp.
No, his name was Yorp, and he's like, you know what, guys? I'm my own town. It's the town of Yorp. So he walks away.
Fun fact, there's actually a, I forget what they're called, micro-country? With the population of like 1 or 2.
Good
in the United
microstates.
States.
It's the best things.
Yes.
Character, those things are amazing. There's so
I'm
many.
assuming it's a farm of some sort.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys would like to get done during this day? Anything at all?
Nope.
Any
Nope.
interactions you'd like to have with the people around you? Or you're just feeling a little antisocial?
That's my entire character. He already had a long debate over whether or not Adalaie was alive before the moon was formed. That's enough. So that's just no social interaction. for me.
Definitely was. She
Every time
definitely
he
was.
brings that up, she will hit him with her boot again.
That was not.
By the time he'll be knocked out cold.
Jane?
No, but she's going to probably be kind of like looking at Emma from the corner of her eye every once in a while.
I'm still absorbed in my own thoughts, trying
Yeah.
to find that one memory that would have possibly triggered everybody to look like that.
And she's thinking about what to do about it because she and Emma were never that close.
Yeah.
No. Just don't. It's more fun this way.
Imagine in the corner, just like aggressively sinking, like what in God?
There's an aura of thinking around me.
Yes, I'm not going to tell you your father was a murderer. Obviously, I'm going to let a murderer continue to be free on the streets.
Oh, how long are we traveling for?
You guys have like a week's or 2 worth of flight time to get
Yeah.
done.
That means my owl arrives before.
Way before. But at this time, sometime late into your travels, Jasper will find a spot suitable for landing so he can turn back into a person and sleep.
Oh yeah, he does have to do that, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he will begin to lower the bird into a good landing area and kind of Bristle so you all get off his back.
Jane will turn to Matthias and then to Adalaie, and also to Butterfly, Cades.
Cade. Butterfly man.
We're only 13 episodes in.
His name is not
Cades. If we don't take any stops, will we get there faster?
I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
like,
I'm gonna
how much
Before
faster?
he answers,
Definition.
Matthias gives you the like most daring, rude-looking, "Are you fucking dumb?" face.
No,
Like,
how much faster? Let me rephrase that. How
Depends on how long a stop we take, what stops we're taking.
If
we're
we do not-
relying on one guy who needs to sleep for transportation, we'll have to stop to let him sleep for at least 6 hours every time we stop.
Adalaie.
Adalaie,
Another
can't
way
you turn
to-
into a
Adalaie.
large bird as well?
Yes. Okay.
Can you do that so we can keep going and he can just snap on you?
Yeah, so
guys
Jasper
take
can nap
turns
on
flying.
your back. Yeah. And
Take
we can
turns
just
flying.
go.
Let me hype myself up on caffeine so I don't fall asleep halfway through and we go plummeting down to the earth.
Wait, I should not have
That
made
would
those jokes about being older than the moon if you're about to be your transportation.
Jasper once again bristles so you can all get off his back so he can start.
Yeah,
It's off Jasper's back.
Hop off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he turns back into a person immediately because he's been flying. It has been a couple days.
Oh my.
So he immediately collapses into like a tree and is like, immediately falls asleep.
I'm gonna go over and just kind of brush him with my healing magic to make sure he's all right.
I mean, he's fine, he's just exhausted.
Okay.
And then
Could you
Aron
feel
through.
exhaustion?
Adalaie turns into that gigantic prehistoric bird we talked about a few episodes ago, but couldn't pronounce
That's
it.
not enough
What's that
to carry
one?
everyone.
Mm,
Can you turn into the exact same thing as him? You've seen it before.
How much can that carry? Like, not on it, but like weight.
well, I don't know the extent of my
That's a lot of
powers.
Bird,
I
it needs-
might be able to.
Make a really big bird.
Jasper, as he's already shared with you, his transformation powers is only limited by his imagination. So,
Now,
What is
Liza's
yours limited by?
limited by physicality.
Adalaie's transformation powers probably work a bit differently.
How do yours work?
Is it
You just
Aron, come here.
Yeah.
Can you fashion like a rowboat thing with the string?
you're gonna carry us in a boat.
I could carry y'all in like a carriage.
Or just
They
like a
are
huge
gonna
ass, huge
Floating
ass
glowing
basket.
boat to the
Yeah,
sky.
huge
Okay, I
basket.
just make
Like
very
a
large
hot
basket.
air balloon basket.
Yes.
A very large
Can
hot
you-
air balloon basket, and but it glows.
So we're gonna become a blimp.
But like, don't these disappear after a while? So I'm
I
gonna
don't know the
turn.
expiration date on these things, so I don't really know how long they last.
But we
don't
don't
wanna
want to
risk
be
that.
Oh,
suddenly
boy.
plummeting.
And
So
his
I'm gonna
baskets do glow.
Hold up,
I'm
hold
gonna
up.
turn-
Typically, the only item
Oh,
that
boy.
so far
Hold
gets
up,
thrown
hold up.
very far
Oh,
away.
Emma,
The hot air balloon himself.
Emma, you know how to make rope, right?
Yes.
Make a
I've
wheel
done that
hot air
before.
balloon basket.
Make
Can-
like one huge ass hammock, and we'll all just sit in there like a cocoon, and just carry us like a little shopping bag.
Wait, can I turn to a gigantic pelican?
You're gonna carry them all in your feet.
No.
Austin Nemo. Yes.
No!
I'm gonna test the fate with the glowing basket.
While you guys are chatting over transportation, there is a rustling.
Oh god.
By.
Oh boy.
I will turn around.
Stay back, I have a glowing basket. I'm not afraid to throw it at you.
Knowing my friends are busy, I like.
And there's low voices, like some female voices, like people are having a conversation. They're a little far away, but they're getting closer.
Can I like turn into a dragon?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
It's your
Critical
powers.
DM.
It's your powers. You limit yourself.
Yeah, Adalaie can turn into a dragon if you think Adalaie could turn into a dragon. Excuse me.
Since she can turn into a chimera, I think she can turn into a dragon.
Yeah. I'm thinking because your transformations tend to be ancient Greek in somewhat thematically.
Yeah. She turns into a dragon.
And you guys watch, it's not a huge dragon. More about the size of an elephant than like a huge, ancient, towering dragon.
Does it look like it could carry a people basket?
It could probably carry a people basket. But I'm pretty sure this is not for the people basket. This is for intimidation purposes.
It's for either, honestly.
I get behind the dragon and start creating the hammock, but because it's like rope that's weaving in and out.
But eventually the tree line, like there's like a bunch of underbrush in this area. Eventually it is broken by the two figures. One of them is carrying a lantern. It's fairly late at night, leading the way. And the two of them blink in surprise to see travelers not on the path, and also a giant dragon, a glowing basket, and just the general sight. All of you are.
Jane is gonna make sure their unconscious friend is behind the dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, Leo.
Not just him, but also the librarian.
Jasper.
I don't know what it is, but names today are not my forte.
That rhymes.
But they are both girls. One is shorter and one is taller. The woman holding up the lantern, you notice that her hand is not real. It looks like it's made of wood. And they both have cloaks and hoods up. They're traveling.
So the one holding the lantern is holding the lantern with a wooden hand.
Yes.
Holding a fire lantern
Yes.
with a wooden hand.
I mean, it's in a case of glass. It's not an open lantern. It's candle box.
Fire hazard.
I never said it was a smart decision.
Matthias is gonna do that the suburban dad wave. Just
Holy
raise a hand and
hell.
like smile awkwardly.
Holy hell, one of them says, looking at all of you guys.
The absolute
And
mess.
In sort of stunned silence. And like she goes over each of you. One of the lantern, they're like confused, like what?
The glowing
Dragon, that one's glowing.
The person currently creating a hammock out of nowhere. The unconscious one, just all of us.
And promptly takes all this in and turns and starts walking onward. And the other one, like the shorter girl, looks at her and goes, like, what are you? And starts gesturing emphatically, like, why are you? What?
I just feel like Emma hasn't even noticed. She's just aggressively knitting. She hasn't really realized what's happening yet.
Wait, before you guys go, I have one question because I'm afraid it was like a tricky trick. Is there a faster way to get from here to the Lotus tribe than by the sky?
The one with the wooden handle stop, turn to look at you all. I can't deal with this right now. And, the other one will grab her. No, you can. It's fine. There's a giant lizard with wings, and
I'm called a dragon.
It's called a dragon.
Dragon.
No dragons in this world? That's
whatever
so sad.
it's called.
There are no dragons in our world either.
I know, it's still sad.
It's sad. It's sad that neither of the worlds have dragons. Like, come on.
Someone have dragons.
You technically have a dragon.
Now they do.
Why would you even need to go there?
My son was kidnapped and they're holding him.
The Lotus Tribe did that?
Supposedly.
I don't know if it was the Lotus Tribe.
Why do you need directions there?
I mean, I know where we're going, but I was just wondering if there was a faster way, like maybe secret underground passages or some crap like that. Because it said come with the fastest route. They're gonna kill him in 2 weeks.
The shorter one turns
So
to
we're kind of
the taller one and leans in and whispers something. And then the taller one stops and then nods a bit. And then they turn toward you fully. And you can now see their faces, which they had been very carefully, you would notice, avoiding looking at you guys directly. Because both of these women have completely solid black eyes.
Haha.
So you guys are Sal'Bana. Do you know anything about how... Mattie just, literally slumps and, sits on the ground like a child.
Your kid wouldn't happen to be named Ezekiel, would he?
Yes! Do you know him? Do you know where he is? Do you have him?
We met one of your associates on the road, Aron, but he was heading to the capital and thought you were heading there as well.
We were heading there.
But then this happened.
He's the only person that could use a sending stone with him. And she gathers herself. My name is Melai, and this is a loss. We are a little lost, but if you want to know a very fast way to get wherever you need to go, you could always travel by labyrinth. Cade's looking and goes, oh, no, that's a terrible idea. Did you guys travel here by labyrinth? By accident, yeah. We got a pass and everything.
Is it faster than flying there?
It's near. Cade's the one who says it's nigh instantaneous if you do it right.
Oh.
How do we do it right?
It's a bad idea.
Do not get lost.
You either do it right or you never leave.
That's the labyrinth part.
And we're already making
half of us in the labyrinth.
Pretty good time. I was gonna say we're already making pretty good time on the dragon. Or the bird or whatever.
Dragon.
Or dragon thing.
Are we making good enough time though? Are we gonna get there in time?
Easily.
And then get across the border.
The note gave us enough time to get there by horse if we had to. We're gonna get there at this point, in 5 days.
Adalaie grows her
Ice's eyes starts twitching.
We want to go by the most dangerous route possible. Why did you even recommend it? I mean, they asked if there was any way to get there faster, and that is the only way I know to get there faster than using whatever this situation is.
A dragon in the people basket.
But alas, Ms. Ford, if you're going to the border, and you're trying to get there quickly, would you mind we tag along?
Not my call.
I'm an old lady.
Are you gonna help us?
The dragon says.
Can I roll investigation?
Sure.
Okay, that's a 10.
Okay, hard success, so you already start with 1 and it's safe. Are you adding any tags to get more than 1 question?
I'm gonna add the right questions.
Okay, 2.
Can I ask you as the game master real quick? Can I tell what tribe they're from by what they're wearing, or if they're from
Absolutely
a tribe?
not. You know nothing about
Okay.
The tribes in real death. I mean, they
I
do,
know about
but
the tribes. I read about them.
you read a book from the Everett Empire. You know nothing about the tribes, especially not specific symbols that would identify them. They do have little flower patches that are the same, but you can't identify it as any specific flower.
Damn.
Okay.
Does it look like a lotus?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't want to use one of my questions for this, but I'm just gonna ask them. Do you have the time? No, not yet. I want to ask something else first. I want to ask them, do you know of a reason that the tribe would do this, or where the child could be? Like, are we going to the right place? Do you know?
Alas will tilt her head. Aggressive kidnapping doesn't really seem to be up the Lotus Tribe's general alleyway. But if that's the only lead you have to follow...
Well, we do have a suspicion, if that counts as a lead.
Take anything, see if we can help.
It looks like Sal'Bana used magic.
They both
Yeah, use magic.
look at each other and share glances.
From what we've heard, that should be impossible.
Unfortunately so.
Can I use my question to ask them if they know anything about Sal'Bana using magic?
I mean, they are going to say
No.
no. But based on the look they both shared, that was not a, oh, that's weird look. That was an, oh shit look.
Please. Please, there's a child's life on the line. If you know anything.
Well, I don't know anything about your specific situation. But,
Can I read their
you
minds?
actually have a message from Aron. If you'd like to hear it.
Yeah,
Can I-
we'd always love to hear from Batman.
Before we get the message, can I just read their minds to see if they're thinking about, oh shit, Sal'Bana with magic, that's specifically this person or something.
We'll take the risk.
God damn. They probably will realize. That's a 6. Plus memory fast. Let's pass it on. Plus I can sense you to know exactly how they're moving and stuff. That's already 9. And then I'm gonna use squirrel as a distraction to keep them from trying to hide their thoughts.
Might be what your weaknesses are again.
Oh boy. Well, you know the one for
Yes.
the knowledge. Then there's the I don't want to destroy the things I create, and I have to know exactly what they are to create them. But those are the only tags I've used from.
Yeah. You succeed. You don't have a entirely catastrophic thing happen. But you do try, you start to poke at which one's minds are you going to read first?
The one with the wooden hand on the lantern.
You start poking in at Melai's head, and immediately the hand that she has that's carrying the lantern, part of it juts out and turns black. And she looks at it, and then she looks at all of you. What are all your different abilities? Because this is telling me that someone's trying to, invade my personal headspace right now.
I back out.
Look at the girls.
I'd appreciate
Wasn't me! Hey!
if you didn't do that.
Matthias, He steps away from them.
We are genuinely
Oh,
trying to help you here.
Jane will look at
nosy.
Jane will look at Emma.
Sorry,
Those
you were
little
looking
Nellies.
suspiciously at each other, okay? We said Sal'Bana with magic. Perhaps I backed out now. I'm not doing anything anymore.
Good luck trying, anyway. My hand's embedded with blue heart. You'd probably get hurt.
Ooh. Oh.
That's a nice weapon there.
Yep.
That's
Living
my
wood casing, blue heart core.
That is scary.
Cade's actually like raises an eyebrow. Living wood? Yes, I befriended a tree. And
Is that
then I
why
lost an
it's
arm, and the tree was very so helpful.
I have a
Granted me a
friend with a
branch.
tree. Where you the tree's my friend.
Is that why it's able to move?
It's pretty neat.
Reminds me of the Given Tree.
So are we
Yeah.
just gonna like stand here and chit chat?
Are we gonna
How's the
continue
hammock
with our
coming?
plan?
How's the hammock
It's
coming?
done.
Anyway, are you guys interested in using the labyrinth passageway?
Mhm.
No.
I guess not.
It's more risky, and we're gonna make it in time anyway this way.
Okay. And about us traveling with you?
Yeah, we would like to ask a few more questions if that's all right with you.
Of course, we understand not trusting every traveler.
We can
especially
ask on
all
the way.
things considered.
Yeah, on the way.
All right then.
'Cause
See,
it's
my
not-
I told you my luck's turning around. Don't jinx us. Don't jinx us. Now, like 3 Nighthawks, I kind of know when they're gonna tear us to shreds. Now that you've said that.
Oh boy.
Specifically, now that you just said our luck was good, everything's gonna go wrong.
Nighthawks are terrifying.
Yes, they are. My life says, looking deeply traumatized.
Adalaie opens her mouth and picks up the hammock.
The basket that you guys have all clambered into.
I
Hammock
scoop up
basket.
Jasper.
No, wait, did
I'm like-
Aron make the basket, or is it just my hammock that I made?
Both.
A
If
hammock.
it's his
Both.
basket,
It's the hammock carrying the basket, just in case.
like the hammock is just underneath it holding it. If it disappears, we all just go into the hammock.
Yeah, we don't know the service life of the glowing blob, so
I guess we're about to find out.
nobody wants to test it.
Jane's going to do like a stopwatch on her phone.
Because most of the things I make are thrown very far away at very high speed, so I don't really get a chance to
True.
hold them or javelin to get chucked at something very far away.
Matthias
guys-
like waves Jane off and is like, don't do that. And then he like pulls up his sleeve and he has a really like a sports watch that is solar powered on it. And so he
Ooh.
just sits there and watches his watch as they're sitting in the glowing basket.
So you guys all clambered in, a loss and a melee included in that. March and your other traveling
Oh, what
companion.
was the message from Aron?
Well, he said to specifically warn you about the interference of a fae called Silvertongue, and that it was gunning for you and going to try to make your lives, I believe the exact wording was a living hell.
Like it isn't already.
How much worse could it
Imagine
get?
that bit muffled because y'all are my mouth.
How much worse could it get? Or is this what
Did he already start?
was this his doing, or is he like?
As soon as Aron says that,
And
Mattie's
why did we leave
face-
the only one who can see if it's really him with Urin? Bad decisions were made in who was going to keep traveling to Dynasty. Ugh.
yes, Aron, how much worse could it get? Because your son is the one that was kidnapped.
Ooh.
Jane will like pat Mattie on the shoulder. and turn to the sisters again. Now, we don't know too much about Sal'Bana, but would you mind us asking what tribe you're from, if any?
Yes, we're from the Dreamrose tribe.
The what?
Dreamrose.
A dream rose.
Oh, that was that one thing that the Dream Roses, they use them to power steamships, or they're like rich people desserts. Remember, we learned about that when we were baking?
The desserts. Oh, we'll have to try some while we're over there.
No, I don't think so. Apparently, it's like, remember, it's like the highest class.
Oh yeah,
because
you're
it's
right.
used for airships.
We're still all broke, aren't we?
I think we have 50 crowns between the 20 of us.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's the definition
That's
of broke
good.
there.
Yeah, and crowns aren't the currency of the dynasty anyway. You won't be able to spend them.
We have nothing.
What is your currency then? I'm curious.
Well, the tribes are trade states, so if you have anything valuable, take it in return for things that
We
you
got
have.
50 crowns.
We got 50 crowns.
Not really considered valuable for us. We don't do trade.
What
with
about
the
a
Empire.
glowing egg? What about a glowing egg? Is that valuable?
It depends.
What if it may or might not? What about
What if it
glowing
glows?
javelins that may or may not disappear after a certain amount of time?
I can deliver those from very long distances. if they like.
Sitting in the
How do we
castle.
raise up twice as far now?
Yeah.
Otherworldly currency?
Otherworldly currency.
I want each country to have a currency
Oh!
named after a type of hat. Through its crowns, like other
Bowlers.
top hats.
Well, the
baseball
currency in the dynasty are called sunstars.
Damn. If only they were called
Fedoras.
top hats.
caps. Fantasy world,
That'll be
each kingdom-
25 fedoras, please.
I know. I want to design
I
a
tip of the hat to you, my friend.
country is like based after a type of hat.
It's actually
Where do you
summoned
come
with 25
from?
fedoras.
Top.
I come from the Top Hat Empire. Where do you come from? Oh wow, cool.
The top hat empire is at the top of the country.
Oh my god, the
Continent.
most northern country on the map.
Oh, and I suppose we should deliver the rest of Aron's warning in that the reason he knew you were in danger is because he was being puppeted by Silvertongue, spying on you for him.
Oh.
What?
That fucker.
He's not Batman anymore.
Did you say puppeted?
Yes, Silvertongue
Well,
is
like,
a fae that
his-
specializes in the manipulation of the mind.
Did he physically controlled, or just his thoughts were controlled, or just his thoughts were being read?
It takes every part of you and makes it seem like you want to do whatever he wants you to do.
In that case, and I think we know who is with the Silva over there. Silvertongue's spying on us. And we were going to the capital, but then we got sidetracked after
Sidetrack.
Ezekiel.
So you think this bitch hole is the reason my son was kidnapped?
I mean, he's done a lot of crappy things in his life. I wouldn't put it past him.
What connections would he have with this tribe other than living there?
As far as I'm aware, he shouldn't have any tribe connections. He lives in the Negroes. The tribes don't exactly go there often to visit.
Can he grant his puppets magics?
Alas, will not at this. Limited abilities and powers off of him, yes. Limited access to his own magical reservoir.
Oh. That would make sense why
Maddie's gonna lean back to Catalina and be like, does that kind of feel like a, like a reversed familiars? Like he gives the things
Yeah,
that
point.
are
Yeah, it
inside
kind
of
of does,
him.
doesn't it? This just cements my
Yeah.
opinion that the guy seems like an asshole.
Currently, he's a kidnapping suspect, so
And I
can't
think
be a great person.
the Sal'Bana that probably kidnapped your thing was probably one of his puppets, most likely. They were able to do magic. He's probably lynching off him.
How did Batman find out he was a puppet?
He's not Batman anymore. He lost that title because he's a spy.
One of our
was a
traveling
spy.
companions, let's just say we have some experience dealing with Silvertongue, and one of our traveling companions has become particularly adept at sniffing out his presence. We were traveling on the road, and we ran into each other, almost quite literally. And our traveling companion saw that he was being influenced by Silvertongue, and we ended up getting in a bit of a tussle, and getting him the antidote pretty swiftly.
Antidote?
Yes.
Okay. What are like some clues, some hints that someone might be under? Because I think we might run into this problem quite often with the warning he gave us.
I mean, we're not, but like I said, real regretting leaving Uriah behind, because he's the only one who's really ever been super keen on spotting it.
Do you have a way of messaging him?
Unfortunately, no. We can't use sending stones, which is the only way to quickly get a message to someone.
Are they traveling on foot?
They should be, yes, sir.
Okay,
Considering
which
that
direction and about how far?
Presumably by the capital city.
Oh, you should send a javelin?
What about how
But
far?
I have no way of knowing exactly where they are.
Just, like,
Guesstimate.
on a place on a
I
road.
mean, they've been traveling and walking
Blowing
and
javelin in the center of the road.
probably been walking fairly slowly.
You want to guesstimate a little bit ahead. Just throw the javelin into the ground, just a glowing javelin in the ground with paper attached to it.
Well, they'll be
Just
walking.
and
They'll be walking on the side trails. They won't be taking the main road to avoid patrols. But she'll
Point me in a direction. We'll write a couple notes.
and then
toss a couple javelins.
Watch,
Toss,
you're going to kill
scream.
somebody.
I'm gonna turn to Catalina. You direct it a little bit. Give it an extra little oomph if you'd like.
Absolutely.
So yeah, give me a direction. We'll see.
Point
This
in
is a chance to see.
in a
They're gonna
direction.
yeet the stick real far.
Points in a direction.
Hey, Aron.
Mattie.
gotta make it glowing. They're not gonna lose it then.
Mattie.
Oh no! What?
High or low?
You see how accurate
this game. I'm gonna say low.
Okay. Go ahead and throw your javelins.
Oh god.
Hey, Aron, can we get a couple javelins?
Okay.
I swear if you stab me.
I'm gonna poke Adalaie just because she said that.
I will drop
and
you.
then-
Does the javelin
You'll have
still
to
look
drop
like the
everyone.
broken bar from a bus? Does the javelin still look like the broken handbar from the bus?
No, I've instructed Aron at this point about what like proper weight of a javelin is. I've thrown enough of Aron's javelins. And then I will fasten some letters on them, being like, "Hey, Ezekiel was kidnapped. We're going in this direction. We'll be there for God knows how long." And then I will look at Catalina. Are you ready?
Okay.
Mention the puppet thing too. That's why we
Throwing
need
in
them.
3, 2.
Wait. PP symbol.
What cover are you?
Duck and cover.
Duck and cover.
Throwing in 3, 2, 1.
And I throw it as hard as I can.
Okay.
And then roll after it.
Catalina will maneuver it with her metal so it doesn't get stuck on the hammock.
Oh, yes.
Going perfectly through the weaving of it. Off in the direction that last instructed.
And I want to throw 3 of them, all with identical letters. And like vaguely different, like...
What specifically did these letters say?
You have to mention the puppet boy, because that's why we want him. And they need to be addressed.
Yeah, 2 blank and blank.
2 Batman.
Yes.
To the former Batman.
And also that other guy.
And also that other guy.
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Then a change of plans. We're not headed to the capital anymore. Ezekiel was taken. We're heading to the border, to the Lotus tribe. We only have 2 weeks to get there. We're going to be moving as fast as possible. And that's it. And I feel like that's all. I'm going to show the... Is this good?
Wait, you have to say that where we got his message, and that's why we need Batman's Robin to come with us too.
We got your message. That's why we need your sidekick. And we'll fasten them into the javelins and throw it.
Okay.
And then Matthias also...
They vanish off in the distance.
I hope those don't stab anyone.
They were. I'll
Yeah, I'll just think about that.
It's going to impale a squirrel into the ground.
It might stab like an animal, but since we're using my magic to control it, it can't hurt a human.
I'm gonna go around a human.
High five, Catalina.
That's right.
How do you mean? Would it just
That's a
not
little
hit a person, or
shitty.
would it like hit and just not hurt, or would it just kind of go through them? How does that?
Wait, does that mean
It would avoid them and miss them.
Does that mean if you used her magic to throw something at a person, intending it to hit, it wouldn't hit?
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
You, Matthias would have to use her magic instead of Catalina being the one who's using the magic, which you can do.
I'm uncomfy with that idea. It's not my magic.
Yeah.
But you guys settle into the shift of Adalaie and or Jasper flying you guys where you need to go.
Has my owl reached?
And what conversations do you have? What things happen during the flight?
I'm assuming my owl arrives at some point.
The owl does arrive at some point. It arrives and lands by one of the message is received by a Campling woman.
Okay.
You would recognize. You vaguely remember her as the first person who gave you their name, Holy Sister Renee.
I stay with the letter. I stay with Holy Sister Renee until I get to the other. My owl stays with them.
Are you waiting to... She will look at the owl. You're waiting for the letter to be delivered?
Yes.
Unfortunately, your traveling delivery are no longer here. They are... have left Moradal quite recently.
I try to take back the letter and, try
She'll
to...
hand it back if you... I do not know the exact location, I'm sorry. They unfortunately snuck out in the middle of the night.
I turn in on her... Kate?
Yeah?
Could you help?
What's going on now?
They moved away from the tree.
Okay, I'll lend you my finger. Give me the map.
Put the map down.
I expect candy when Adalaie is informed to give me some.
Yep. Any points?
Gave you 5 last time.
That's not good.
What?
They're kind of like a blob right now, instead of the pinpoint dot.
Odd.
Maybe they're still in the forest. Haven't left.
Okay. Well, if you point to where and I can just fly over there, maybe I can see what's wrong. Because,
Somewhere in the southwestern vicinity of the forest.
They snuck out. Is that what you said?
Maybe they were trying to blur their presence. Maybe they have a way of blurring their presence or something. Because I just start flying my owl in the correct
I mean, that would
direction.
make sense if they snuck out, because they don't want any of the Holy Sisters or the
Why would they
Candlings
be-
to find out.
They must be sneaking
And,
out
like,
for a reason.
I'll actually focus on my owl, so because I'm gonna be physically looking through the owl for them, not just based off of where Kate says they vaguely are.
Okay. And what does everyone else wish to do as time passes?
Take a guess.
You are flying. You can't do anything but fly. So your opinion is null and void.
Oh.
Unless you want to fly in a circle or go a wrong direction.
No.
You do a loop-de-loop for a second and then keep
Do some
going.
cool fire stunts while you're a dragon. I don't know.
Is Jasper awake now?
No, he's passed out as long as he can. Until
Okay.
it's his next driving shift.
I'm gonna make sure there's food next to him in case he wakes up anytime soon, so that he
And
has
water.
something to eat, because he's been flying so long.
Oh, that's curious. Where are you guys getting food?
Oh.
we got a whole bunch from the Holy Sisters.
Didn't
We
you
know
guys
that for a
bring?
fact.
Didn't you
we-
guys bring cookies?
Yeah, you guys brought leftovers from a meal that's not meant to take on the road with no things as refrigerators or no good storage containers. That food's gone bad. It's
Oh, we're
been a while,
done?
guys. Yeah, so you guys, one way or another, are gonna have to find some way to get food, water, and rest.
Is there
Well, I know how to make water.
Are there
That's the
birds?
first thing I learned.
are there
There are
any
nighthawks
Are there smaller birds than nighthawks?
closer to the
I have a
ground,
question about
maybe.
nighthawks.
Yes?
Are they bulletproof?
Attach a rope to the sky.
Would you
No,
like to
that's
try
loud.
to shoot a nighthawk?
No, that's loud. Let's not do that.
Are you
I
not
say-
in a glowing basket?
I just glowing
In a
basket
dragon's
disappeared.
mouth?
I'm gonna look at the others and I'm gonna be like, one, I think feasibly, if we're careful about it, I could cook crap with my hair / blood because my hair is just really hot.
not the lava? The lava is probably too hot.
We need
I
something.
do know how to make water.
I.e., a
But
That's the first thing I learned how to do. It will be pure water, though.
isn't that like bad for you?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
You need
I
like
think-
simple minerals in it.
I mean, don't you also know salt? So
Yeah.
can you just make salt? And
Salt and water. Salt
Sounds very
water.
appetizing.
I think we could approach this like fishing, like javelin fishing.
yeah, that's
I throw-
right.
Yeah, put it glowing
I
little
throw
thing.
stuff down, and then Catalina could help out if she wanted to and pull stuff back up.
Or we
after
could
it's
just
thrown
tie a
down.
rope. We could tie
That
a
just
rope.
sounds
Yeah.
fun.
I can
Let's
make a
do
rope.
that.
That's not glowing.
It's boring up here. There's nothing to pass the time with.
I can try
Hey,
to.
Aron,
Yes.
can I have another javelin?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can Jane try to sense animals with her emotion abilities, because they only feel like primal,
Emotions, yeah.
Yeah.
Emotions.
So can I try
Emotions
to?
in the ocean.
I'm going
Emotion
to
of the
try to
ocean.
reach out with that and point to where they are, so Maddie
Yeah,
can throw.
certainly.
Wait,
So you
bigger
hunt
food?
some smaller birds, and you don't hunt nighthawks because that would be asking for danger. And I imagine you guys don't want to get into a real combat scenario right now.
No,
No.
not when we're flying.
You can hunt some smaller birds of prey. Catalina helping Matthias get some pinpoint accuracy and schlepping them back up, and then going through the archer's process of skinning the birds, defeathering them, deciding what to do with the feathers and all the blood that comes with that, and
Other
I'm
messy.
cooking the meat.
And then as long as we have something metal, you can put the water in it, and then we can just boil the birds. I just cut my palms and hold whatever's metal.
That
If
sounds
you're
like
using your blood, you're likely to melt the container.
Yeah, lava is a
Just
little
roll it on
too
top of your
strong.
He's sitting like this, like kind of cross-legged, but with his knees up. He's pinching the pot with his knees, and then he's like holding and he's like, so what if I cut my hands like this and use them like a campfire?
Campfire. Okay. We just
But
have
like
to be
a lava
careful.
fire.
We have to be careful that none of it gets on the container that is holding us like 1,000 feet in the air.
That is true. Hey, Aron, can you give me just a metal tray?
I don't know what this material is, but you get a glowing tray of whatever.
It's not
sit on
metal.
top
I can't.
of the-
Like it's metal-ish. It's metal adjacent, but I can't control them as smoothly as I could most metal.
It
I
will
don't know
work.
what material
It's
this
just in case of spill.
Like,
And so he
sure,
will
you can-
hold the pot and cut his palm and like not touch the bottom of the pot, but hold it close to that, and see how long it takes to get the water
Okay.
boiling.
So you found a solution for food. What are you gonna do about drinkable water?
Screw it.
Water,
Drink
pure
chicken
water with a little
broth.
bit of salt in it. The tiniest bit, just enough to make it drinkable.
So we're making saline
I
solution.
assume I spent some time studying how to make actual drinkable water at some point.
I would assume you would know that too.
Yes.
So after it takes a couple tries though, and a couple sips, going, that's not right.
Yeah.
Like
Taking
throwing it off
too salty. Oh, nope.
There's like oh god, that's not water.
That might be
Don't know
poison.
what
I
that
might be dying. But you do eventually get water, and it doesn't take that many tries.
After multiple dangerous chemicals being created, we finally got water.
I may or may not have drank a tiny bit of poison in there somewhere.
There might be a small amount of chlorine somewhere. Just don't drink that container.
Just make sure you sniff it.
And if you sniff it and you die, that might be the chlorine.
Yeah. You only lose a couple of brain cells.
It's fine.
I'm
You're
just
fine.
imagining a puddle somewhere down in the meadow or whatever we're flying over of just chlorine. God, that'd be so bad.
Sees a tree wither and die.
You guys figure out your food and water situation.
Mm-hmm.
Be as efficient as possible here. But what do you guys do? Passing time. Talk to, what do you say?
Searching through my owl after
Goes back
figuring out
the
how to make
recipe
water.
Thinking in the corner.
I feel like this whole process will probably take up all that time because there are like 20 people and...
I mean, it won't take 5 days to feed 20 people.
Okay, we're talking about the whole 5 days.
Yes, because if you guys are not planning on really landing ever, there's not much I can do.
True.
Like an in-flight switch of the flying person would
So,
go. You, like, call
people
for-
you want to talk to, other people you want to get to know better, now would be a good time to get your social conversations.
Oh, when has the glowing bowl decided to disappear yet? Or
It has not.
Oh.
And it's been like a whole 5 days?
This is like partial day 1, okay?
Okay.
Matthias has been
Okay.
watching his watch for hours, like periodically checking and like pushing on the side of it and just being like, okay, and then going back to whatever he was doing.
Jane will probably also be peeking over because
yeah, we're all
she
kind of like looking
was
over
trying to
the
do that in the
watching
first
the
place.
watch.
She'll also like poke Matthias in Kate's and she'll ask if like, hey, is there any city like directly here kind of close on the way that might have shadow knights or something?
I mean, they have regular patrols. They'd probably be everywhere. It's probably more likely to, hey, Alva! And he waves over the Steel Knight apprentice that you're traveling with. Are there any, like, Shadow Knight patrol watches in the general vicinity where we're going? I mean, there's a border town there with a ward, so they should have a couple stationed there, right? Yes, the border town there is called Ilragon. It's it has quite a bit of regular translation there. May I ask why?
We still don't know much about what we're going into. I feel like our sister friends could probably tell us a little bit more about the tribe, but do you think this is enough, Mattie? It's your child we're going after all.
I don't want to bring anyone. It's like I don't know. I just don't want to overcomplicate it. They gave us basic instructions. We follow their instructions until we know Ezekiel is okay, and then we whoop some ass. And I'm pretty confident, I'm going to gesture to the now pretty large group, that we can whoop some major ass.
Yeah.
All right.
Nods of general agreement about how many rifts there are in one basket. Literally.
Don't hold all your wrists in one basket. Oh, shoot.
We have 2 baskets. We just happen to have one of the baskets in a basket.
Don't put all your wrists in one basket. Can we make that just like an actual thing that's normally said here? Instead of don't put all your eggs in one basket, just in this world, it's don't put all your wrists in one basket.
It's our first sticker. Number 1, first merch.
Don't put all your riffs on one bird.
Or dragon.
Dragon
Don't put all your riffs on one mystical flying.
But what other conversations do you have?
Does Heather's group have blue weapons as well? Wait.
Who is Heather?
Autumn. My brain is farting. I don't know what's going on.
Everyone who was with you when you went to Johnny has blue heart weapons.
Okay.
They're not the what's the kid's name? The kid who does magic, the one who got killed.
Felix?
Sawyer,
Not Felix.
Leo, and Hazel.
Not them.
No,
They don't have blue
heartless.
weapons. Okay. Do they have
forgot I had to
weapons
go.
at all?
I mean, Aron took Leo's gun. And other than
Leo
that,
threw away Leo's gun.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And
You
Hazel has pepper spray.
Very effective, clearly.
use your privileges when you shoot one of your friends.
So can I? I'm gonna walk up to Aron and say, "Hey, they didn't get the same combat training we did. Do you think we could maybe practice before we go charging in there?"
Oh yes, let's play
Not in the basket.
Not in the basket.
Time.
We can go over repetition things that aren't like actual hand-to-hand combat.
Don't do it in the tiny
Did it
basket.
get them used to the weight of a weapon? That's
Yeah.
pretty
So
big
you
first
can
step.
just do sit-ups or push-ups or even pull-ups because we have these handy little ropes. But we shouldn't do anything that has a lot of moving around because we don't want to F up Adalaie's flight path,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I will
Or put you
shake
guys
y'all
in-
if you move.
But I want to at least familiarize them a little bit with.
You can
Some
do
sort
that
of
when we're on the
weapon.
ground again.
Hey, Hazel,
Yeah?
do you think you could hold your own in a fight?
Yeah.
Problem solved.
On a scale of 1 and how
That wasn't really who I was thinking about.
Felix,
Yeah?
if someone doesn't directly shoot you in the face, do you think you could hold your own in a fight?
Depends.
Depends on
Training.
what.
Various situational factors that would lead up to the fight.
No.
What if, well, let's say 20 other people were also Lucy when it's time?
I like our
also-
numbers game. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of us are there? There's
Wait,
the
a better question. You know how to hit something with
There's
a
not
stick.
6. There's
Who needs sticks? I can tell other people to hit people with sticks for me.
oh yeah,
wait.
you can control them.
He's
Fine.
fine.
You need to make other people do it. Wait a sec.
Wait, can you make the person who's attacking you hit themselves?
Probably.
Wait, hit yourself. Oh my god, why are you hitting
Why
yourself?
you hitting yourself?
Why
Why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting
The
yourself?
guy's just confused, screaming. He's just like,
I don't know.
I pity your mother. I pity your mother so much.
I pity his siblings.
Ooh.
dear Lord, imagine that. Be the ultimate weapon.
Yikes, that'd be scary though. Could you imagine if your sibling could tell you to do anything and you'd have to?
That'd be terrible.
Ooh.
God,
You wouldn't want to
Hey.
get on their bad side.
that was out of character.
No. Hey, go do my chores for me. Like, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
Like you
Or
can't.
it's my turn on the Xbox. Like, you'd have to get off the Xbox. You have no choice.
You would never
because
get
it's
on
his
the
turn on the
Xbox.
Xbox.
You would
Yeah.
never
You'd
get
never
you
get
would
a
never
chance
get the
to be
chance to
on
be
the
on it.
Xbox.
What Xbox? We have Xbox? What even is Xbox?
You'll never see the Xbox. You won't even know you had an Xbox.
Yeah.
You'd have to have, like, a lot of self-restraint to not use it on your siblings. And that would be a respectable person.
Well, it depends. If you have like a decent relationship with your siblings, you wouldn't need to. But if you don't like each other,
Who has a decent relationship with their siblings?
I can't.
Put
you
your
can
hand
raise my
down.
But like I do.
You're the exception, not the rule.
Okay, well in my situation, I wouldn't really need to.
You have siblings?
I don't have any, like, 100% siblings. You know, I have half siblings. 3 of them. They're awful.
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't have any siblings. Do you, Emma?
Nope.
I did.
Did.
Wait, why'd you say dead?
She's 65.
Story time.
Oh, fun.
Story time.
I would like to keep in mind that the story time is happening from the mouth of a dragon.
Yes.
No, this is only one of the times that switched in between the dragon
And the
and the other
bird.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Acceptable.
Story time. Yes.
Flashback noises.
flashback?
We're not gonna do a flashback on this one.
Okay.
Oh.
Unless he's gonna tell y'all.
No, I don't have the sound effect.
So I had an older brother, right? His name was Peter. This is a full brother, right?
That is unsettling.
The other one is James. He was the youngest. They got kidnapped. Haven't seen them since.
What?
Yeah. Fun story.
Wait, what?
Fun story for another time. My
Wait,
half
hold on.
sibling.
Haven't seen them since. You can't just leave us like
What
that.
the hell was that?
Yes, I can. My half siblings. Grace, Donatello, and Mavin.
What
All
happened?
Wait,
younger.
your half sibling is named Grace as well?
It was a very popular name.
That's weird. I don't like it.
Well, how it's the same Grace. She was probably old enough to be your mother.
Damn.
I wasn't saying they're like the same Grace, but it's still weird.
I'm surprised you didn't comment on my second half brother. He was literally named after a Ninja Turtle.
Donatello. Did Ninja Turtles exist when you were younger?
No, these are the actual
No.
like artists from the time.
No, these Technically, he was named after the artist, but I like to call him a turtle.
Because you met him the day before. For your definition of 65.
Mm. Yeah. So that's like 5 siblings in total. Only 3 of which I actually had some time to spend with. Sorta. Wonder where they're on now.
Statistically, probably dead.
Oh, God.
They were younger than I am. They're like in their 50s.
But they were kidnapping victims?
Oh, my
Statistics are-
brothers. My first brother. Yeah. Yeah, they probably died and said. I would have knew. Haven't seen them.
Well, that's depressing.
Did I ever tell y'all that I was kidnapped with them?
What? No, you didn't tell us that.
I think I did that once. That I have experienced the kidnapping before.
I mean, you told us that, but never that you and your siblings were kidnapped.
Yeah. That was a rough
I thought you were
year.
talking about your job.
Oh, no. Yeah, that was a rough year.
Year?
Technically 2 if you want to count it, but yes. Yeah. Classic Europe trip, get kidnapped because your father had some dealing with the Italian mob. And
What kind of...
and then you have to go travel around Europe trying to get all American embassy that doesn't hate you.
This
It's a long
your life
story.
story, each second goes on, gets more and more crazy.
And you called that classic?
I've been arrested 5 times, I think.
Now I know why it seems like you've been around for longer, because you've seen some half.
Wait, you grew up on a farm, but your dad is a mafia boss?
Mafia boss, he just got into the wrong dealings, and
No,
So he's an
the mafia boss mad
I
at
didn't
him.
grow up on a farm. I lived on a farm.
For like 2
Not a
minutes.
farm specifically, but that's another story.
Interesting story to tell at some point.
Yeah,
Read a
life's
book.
been interesting. But yeah, Italy is not a fun place, and I'm technically banned from France.
What is you banned from France?
Oh, for several
How many
reasons.
countries do not let you in?
Technically, what was my fake ID back then?
Fake ID.
Well, I couldn't use my actual name, or else I wouldn't be able to get home.
How many
Why?
countries are you banned from?
Well, I'm banned from southern Italy. I don't know. But I do know I'm not allowed to enter France anymore. At least under the name of... Ooh. Clary? I think it was Clary. Clary Aron? Karen? It's been a few years. Decades. It's been decades.
Well, Adalaie reveals this and leaves you all in stunned silence.
Stunned silence, the usual. Your dad being like, how is that the usual?
All right, of all of our weird backstories all of us have, I think you take the
That's-
absolute
Yeah.
I haven't gotten started.
It's like parent story. You're like the mafia is
started.
was straight up after your entire family there for a second.
Technically, they're trying to get back at my dad. I think.
Alright,
He
if
killed some
you had
money.
an award for the craziest dad-related story I think you have. The mafia boss kidnapped you to get back at him because he made them mad, and he ran across Italy, got kicked out of France.
Jane will kind of just like look down, avoiding Emma's eyes at any cost.
Definitely.
Felix will
definitely
also
the
be
craziest
innocently
dad.
looking up to the other side of the.
Definitely the craziest dad story here.
Got banned from multiple countries. Have
What?
Yeah, that's only the beginning of my story. Just wait till I
Okay,
get into
well-
detail. But that's gonna be for later
How do
time.
storytelling later?
Yeah, later time.
Because this sounds like a whole can of worms that I don't think we want to get into at this given time.
Yeah.
We all stand there in awkward silence for the next few minutes, just taking it all in.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Well,
If no one else says anything,
Emma and
Go
Jane
into more
want to
detail.
as far apart from each other as possible, it seems like.
I mean, weird dad stories. When I turned 16, my dad gifted me a car that he had stolen. And so, of course, when I figured this out, I turned the car in and my dad, and so I got my dad arrested. But then, a couple months later, after I had bought myself a car, my dad came back and then stole my car and sold it. And so I got him arrested again for, like, kind of the same thing.
Okay, another crazy dad story.
Wow.
Anybody else in the sharing mood for absolutely just insane stories?
Well, there was this one time I went to a dig site with my dad, and we found this super ancient, like, really cool rune stone. It looked really awesome. And he never got around to translating it, but I'm sure it had some, like, weird, right, cool thing on it.
y'all should have left that back.
Oh. Yeah, probably. Maybe that's why we're stuck here. Probably got cursed, honestly, from that.
So you randomly
But,
find
like,
metal has doomed all of us. Great, thanks.
what about your mom? Do you have any weird mom stories?
I told you this. I don't know my mom. And I don't care to.
But did you, like, ask about any stories? Because, like,
What do you mean you
No.
don't care to? What happened?
I don't care to.
Jane has
would
just
I?
been kind of sitting here in silence, listening to everyone else's stories.
Jane, what about you? You've been awfully quiet.
Yeah.
No, we're not breezing past this. What do you mean you don't care to meet your mom? Know your mom.
We had this conversation before. I just don't really care to meet her.
Why?
Not
What?
everybody has a good relationship with parents.
I know, but I still
Alright,
wanted to
let's
know
put
who
it
he
to rest.
was.
Last time we did this, the entire party blew up.
Yeah, and everyone Kate is like interjecting. Yeah, everyone has their own opinion. And don't know about parents very well, but everyone has their own opinion about.
All right,
things.
next person. Jane.
I'm
pick
just
crazy
asking
parents.
why.
Why should I care about some parents that I've never known when I have a perfectly fine dad who loves me?
But why do you not care?
Okay.
Why should I? I'm
How
perfectly
about
happy how I am.
stop trying to poke at people's very doesn't want to talk about at this given time.
Thank you,
I tried-
Aaron. Aaron, he knows sense. Kate's not.
I try to stop the fire that I know is about to just erupt.
Aaron, what about your parents?
They were normal human beings. Nothing crazy.
Oh,
They didn't get-
Human. Oh.
they were normal people. There was no mafia bosses. There were no.
Lucky.
Yeah. I think I had a pretty normal childhood compared to other situations.
No, my childhood was actually pretty typical,
Oh, okay.
right?
Wouldn't you know this?
have no say in this one.
Well, I mean, I'd assume that at least there's people in my neighborhood. It wasn't like a great place. Like, it was kind of slummy, but
Do what we can, I guess.
I
We
made
haven't
it to
shared a
college.
Story about themselves.
I killed 5 people once.
Wait, why?
What?
Clearly, boredom just makes Adalaie just like, okay, what are my deepest secrets? Okay, I'm gonna share them
I
all.
don't think Jane said anything yet. Let's ignore the fact you just
Yeah,
murdered
Jane,
5.
Jane.
You just admitted you murdered.
Murdered?
We're talking about
Murder?
murder is a really big thing, you know? I think murder is kind of important.
But was it murder?
Technically, it wasn't murder. It was in self-defense.
Yeah,
And
see,
I
it was
roared along.
self-defense.
That's though. That's it. And no one
For
noticed.
Jane.
Yeah, stop trying to avoid.
Stop trying to avoid it, Jane.
I'm not trying to ignore anything. I mean, there's just nothing to tell.
How about your mom?
Well,
Your mom, you were going to see your mom right before.
I mean, I
Yeah, crazy.
really don't know anything about her. You guys already know
Like-
that
So for
I've
Adalaie,
lived on my own pretty much for as long as I can remember. I
How
don't
about
really,
your mom?
well, crazy dad stories. You have quite a few of those.
I don't really, she kind of like looks down.
Does everyone have daddy issues here?
I don't have daddy issues.
I mean, I don't remember my dad, but I have to have one. I mean, I don't really remember a lot of things from my childhood. It was a
Technically,
long
you
time
don't
ago.
have to have a
Technically, you
dad.
don't have to have a dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've really just lived here all my life.
On top of giant dragon.
No, I mean, in
Right up her
Wisconsin.
Sorry, I just there.
But, like, you asked your mom about your dad, right?
Not really. We don't really talk at all.
See? This is normal.
Did you
I don't know
ask?
what
Did
you're
you,
going
like,
on about.
research your dad? You looked him up, right?
I mean, I know they're divorced.
All right. So
That's
the
why
rank
I
is
have
crazy.
2 different last names
You've had the rank.
combined together.
Sound like me and Emma have like the
I thought that was a French
most
thing.
normalist parents.
Yeah, you and Emma totally had the most normal parents. Except for the fact that she doesn't even care to know who her mom was.
Well,
Or,
that's
like,
my
where
that's
she
my
is.
compared to the other
Normal.
3. At least your dad was going after being attacked by the mom.
Yeah.
He seems like an
Yeah.
all around decent, not law breaking citizen.
Mm-hmm.
He just finds random stones every so often.
Felix coughs in the background.
Jane will like give Felix a look. But like
shares
not
you a look of like, come on.
Is this like a noticeable like awkward interaction, or is it just like a?
I mean, they've been doing it the whole time.
Do you guys want to, like, share with the class?
Yeah, the weird looks and the clearing of throats. I'm like,
Yeah.
that or do you need water?
I can make you water if you need some more.
Just water.
It may not be pouring if you don't
I'll
exactly.
have some water.
I make him some water.
Yes, ever
And
since-
Adalaie bring out her cane of truth, her spiky cane of truth.
No.
Adalaie, that's not necessary. You know,
Drop
he's
hook
just
Felix.
Well, you guys are really.
Hey. Not my secret to share, thank you very much.
She poked Jane.
Who's secret?
Secret.
Ooh, secret.
Somebody has a secret.
And Felix will actually reach up and grab your cane if you try to poke Jane. Not hers either. Stop meddling in things you don't want to know.
Don't want to know what?
What?
Well, it's not as much as that I don't want to know it, as it seems like it pertains something important to Miss Emma over here.
not at the moment. Clearly, she's fine as she was.
What? Just get this really confused look.
Okay, I'm like meddling, but like even I think this is a little too far. Like we shouldn't be like forcing the outing of secrets that much. Like I'm all for poking fun at someone until they reveal stuff, but
This seems like a very important one.
I'm sensing a fire that's about to break out. I'd like to contain it before it explodes.
Is it affecting anything we're doing now, Adalaie? No, I think it's all right if we remain silent.
It is kind of
Besides,
concerning.
it's not really any of your business anyway, Miss Adalaie.
Adalaie, you're getting called out. Adalaie drops basket.
Oh.
Okay, this is during Jasper's flight time. We discussed this.
Mm-hmm.
So what's
So
Adalaie?
it wasn't just dragon noises.
I feel like either Adalaie would stop, or she'd be the one who look him dead in the eye if she to poke somebody with, like, I don't know how her character would do. I feel like she would like
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we?
stop or just look him dead in the eyes as she does it. She'd be the one.
Oh,
to
he's talking about dropping a basket, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No, but doing the truth thing. Adalaie be character either just not or just look him dead in the eyes as she does it. And I really can't tell which one it would be.
I mean, we don't have to. We can say the truth, but it doesn't have to be that truth.
Hey, wait, yeah, how does that work? Can you, tell us what,
How does the cane of truth thing work?
does it have to be just a random truth? Like, I
It's
am a
more
person.
of, like the lasso that Wonder Woman uses.
Uh-huh.
It's like to a direct
This makes
question.
you unable to lie about something.
So you could just tell a different truth? Get around it?
No, it's still
not
painful
specifically.
in the Wonder Woman
You have-
comics.
You have to say the truth about anything the person asks you.
It's a direct question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone stands awkwardly. Is it like a standoff?
So I'm gonna step in between Adalaie and Jane. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Not the
Nice.
time, Mattie.
Oh.
Better
This
than
is-
what you're doing.
Blackberry and dark chocolate.
Could I offer?
You are a
Ooh.
genius.
Blackberry and dark chocolate. That's delicious.
Cookie dough ice cream
Oh,
is the
cherry and
best.
dark
Felix
chocolate
chimes
too.
in.
I also like cookie dough.
Second.
Cookie
I
doughs,
like
yeah.
vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
You absolute crazy people.
Cherry and dark chocolate is also good.
Mattie turns to Aron. Just vanilla.
Yeah, you don't need to have everything under the sun in the ice cream. There's no.
Throw him overboard.
Wait, hold on a second.
hold on.
You know that anime aura thing? When they're...
Yeah.
Is this
No.
Miss Adalaie in the background?
Yes.
I don't know what that.
Like
what
He
fast
is
music
very
happening.
mad that
Radiating
no one
anger.
that no one else feels that the truth needs to be said.
Tendrils of anger.
The last
around.
time we've
Yeah,
let her poke
And
him-
Adalaie, you feel really strongly about this.
Yes.
Well, we're just. I'm trying to do damage control. Last time, just kind of something like this happened. Half the team tried to kill each
The
other.
truth hurts.
Yeah.
That's the
Maddie
point of
had
the psychic
everyone-
game.
Everyone
The
after.
truth
What are you guys'
hurts.
favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit?
I really like cherries and strawberries.
Cherries.
Cherries and
Cherries.
strawberries.
Cherries.
Grapes, you heathens.
High five.
Grapes.
Grapes are good too. I really like grape juice though. Grape
Grape
juice, I really like.
While they're talking, Adelaide's
I would
gonna
like to
poke
not
Jane.
so subtle. No, I'm in between. I want to block it with the
Would you
meat.
be distracted by talking about grapes and how grapes is a superior?
No.
fruit?
I put myself in between them on purpose.
Do we have to go against?
Adalaie, yeah, this is a roll.
Oh God.
So this would be a go toe to toe in this situation.
Question: How do help and hurt points work?
You can, if you have a hurt point on Adalaie, you can use it to make her less good, basically. Or if you have help points, you can use it to add +1, add -1. Sort of.
I'd
that
like
situation.
to help Mattie and the damage control because this is not going to end well if this game.
Let's see what he rolls, and I might actually add something too.
So I
Oh, I
rolled
got
two
an 11.
sixes.
You
Oh.
got it. You got it. A nice and dynamite move.
Yeah. And then I also have footwork. So I can put myself in between. So that's 14 with the help point already. Track and field, that would help with reflexes and timing. Unyielding, I'm going to do this as long as I think it's going to be an issue.
Okay, and what did Adalaie get?
I got 11. She's going to, because I said so, the look. Obviously, Spike Cane of Truth, unless that doesn't count. Okay. Tactful Persuasion, Heavenly Persecution,
Oh.
That's a good one.
an Angel of Justice, and just for the sake of it, Grounded.
So what is your total number right now, Adalaie?
So that's 11 plus 7? 18?
18. Okay, Matthias.
What are you at, Mattie?
How are you
So-
at, Mattie?
So we got 12, and then Aaron's 1, so that's 13. And then footwork, track and field, 14, 15. Unyielding, 16.
And then I can add 2 more help points.
17, 18. The 2 more help points. And then long stick, because he's opposing a cane.
True.
So that gets me up to 19. Yeah.
Matthias, I'm going to invoke a weakness.
Okay.
Overworked shoulder.
Ugh.
Yeah, I've been throwing a lot.
I will take that weakness, but still, and add the body of rock and fire and can't stab lava.
Just
And
burn the
essentially,
candy.
I am an impenetrable wall of fire. So I'm gonna add
Then
those.
I'm going to add your weakness friendly fire then.
Okay. That still puts me at a 19.
Yeah, if you choose to use the body of rock and fire, you risk hurting physically Adalaie.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh.
I
Intense.
can heal, so
It's an unstoppable force and an immovable
only if I want to,
object.
though.
An unstoppable force versus an immovable object.
An unstoppable
Yeah.
cane versus a
That's
very
a-
angry Mattie.
19.
Unstoppable justice versus immovable person.
So 19 to an 18. Some high numbers
So,
there. All right.
I'm imagining
And
like
Emma and Aron,
Adalaie-
make sure you mark off the help points that you spent
Yeah,
using
I did.
Matthias.
I did.
Can I use powers long forgotten?
I would also like to use powers long forgotten then.
Oh my god, this is a standoff. It's a Cold War.
Oh boy.
Then I will apply in over your heads to both of you.
Okay.
So it's
You
the
can
same thing.
choose to deny it. FYI. These are options.
This is in Adalaie's capability.
And then I also want to use stand up to authority.
Same!
Oh, that is.
I'm not authority. You're authority.
You're a counter. You're a rival.
Nope. You are the authority in front of Emma.
Are you
That's
trying to
not how
put me?
authority
Are you
works.
trying
Sorry,
to put me?
authority in. Authority in
Both of
front
you are
of
saying
the-
yourself as opposing figures of authority in the way of your goal.
Yes,
Who's
But
who
did
winning right
any of you decline the weakness?
I did.
No.
I
Okay,
declined it.
Make sure to
Both
mark a
declined?
fade or crack on
Uh-oh.
your creepy. As your relationships with each other begin to splinter apart in front of your eyes.
Ooh.
I think more than in like splinter. I think like nuclear.
I'm
Can
imagining
I
Adalaie
add
going
knitting
for
needles
the
of
coke.
wisdom?
How would you use knitting needles in this situation?
Knitting needles of
You
wisdom.
really want this.
Adalaie
Yeah.
could
If
choke
you're
you
gonna
out.
use
I
that,
don't
then
think
I
so.
get to add fatherly wisdom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
get
know
no
what's that?
situational awareness.
All in. I will be throwing candy bars at you.
Oh my god.
And I would also like to apply sleepers for the week because Adalaie has been working hard and Matthias is not tired.
That's true.
Matthias
That's
doing a
true.
war of attrition. He doesn't have to sleep.
How many tags is this? What are your numbers at right now?
I've
All
used my whole entire card.
all I know is
like, you
Mattie
guys are in
is
the
ahead.
20s right now.
I
You're
really
tired
hope
right now.
I really hope our next rolls aren't go toe to toe because we both use all of our tags.
They're
No,
both
nothing works.
actually they're both tied right now since Matthias accepted another weakness in the form of friendly fire.
But then I added sleepless for the week,
Yeah,
right?
but she's been adding other tags with it, so you're
Mhm.
both tied at the moment.
Oh God.
So we will end it with a tie.
Oh god.
Ooh.
If you have no more tags, you can add, Adalaie.
Can I use my juice? Does that count?
I don't think it does.
I would also like to use yeet, and I would like to just rip the cane out of her hand and throw it.
I will manifest another one.
Wait, you throw the cane, but it's with her attached to it.
You
I
just
would like
kick
to
her
yeet
out.
Adalaie. I don't know.
No, just
I mean,
kick her
do
up
that,
and
I'm
move her out of the
ramping
way.
up in that direction. So,
All right, so how do we leave it off when I interrupted?
a tie. A lovely,
God.
lovely tie.
What does that mean?
Means that nothing happens.
Not really, actually. If I can pull up the correct document.
You guys play rock, paper, scissors, and that's how you decide it.
What's the correct document?
I'm trying to find the move sheet for go toe to toe, so I can have it in front of me. You guys watch this never-ending battle happen in front of you.
Just intense and confused screaming.
Wait,
Okay.
are we ending at the tie or are we continuing?
Ending at the tie.
I'm gonna describe to you a little bit about what happens with the tie.
Oh god.
No, because because if we're resolving it now, then
I'm gonna resolve a little bit about what happens with the tie.
I'm gonna help Mattie.
You're gonna use your help points on Matthias too?
Yeah,
How many help points do you get?
I have 2.
Would you like to spend both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, only one. Cause what's the difference? Cause
Currently, Adalaie has used all of her tags, so she's
Yeah,
at
I
like
would
an insane.
I would like to use a hurt point on Adalaie.
Then I'm going to use my 2 hurt points on you.
And I'll use both of my hurt points on you.
We will end here.
I'm
like-
in the lead now.
No, I'm gonna say how it ends. We like pull them apart from each other as they're like about to
Yeah,
strangle
it looks
each
like
other.
they are about like you guys watch them glare at each other and start like literally getting into a full-blown fight over the cane. Matthias looks like he would be easily physically overpowering Adalaie, but she like literally glows a little bit like Matthias would, and like this rippling red strength sort of goes off of her, and she's holding onto this cane and has this look of determination in her eye.
Damn.
And all of you kind of rush to Matthias' side to go help him, and we will
Or in other words, pry them apart from each other because they're
Pull away.
strangling each other.
from the party. This tense, angry scene.
Oh god.
I know
To
who's
another.
getting hurt points tonight,
Like the usual.
but we pull away to the other side of the Atharan continent, to the kingdom of Drathis, specifically in the capital city of Skystead. Once upon a time, the storyteller began. He was a familiar, Marcel noted. Smile plastered on his pink face, eyes glittering in a way that demanded attention. There was a lone island a ways off of the Atharan shores. His item was held in his hand, a book with artistic renditions of a group of smiling faces that he was reading from. She wished she could have stayed to watch his story in full. It sounded like it would have been interesting to hear, but she had things to do today. Important things. That meant she couldn't afford to stop. So Marcel moved to leave the small crowd that had gathered around him, when the storyteller suddenly stopped talking. And his face was jutted forward in an odd way for a bit, eyes slightly glazed over before he snapped out of it and shook his head, closing his book with a resounding snap. Sorry, the storyteller spoke finally, sounding far away. I have to stop the show early today. Marcel moved on from there. If there wasn't going to be a show, all that meant was there was more reason to keep going. Readjusting the wicker basket on her back, she marched on toward the market. Today she had things to sell. It was only a few streets later that she realized the storyteller and her must be going the same direction, as she saw him walking a few paces behind her. When their eyes met, he smiled widely and walked up to join her. "Hello, little miss, and good day," he said. Marcel just nodded in reply. She was busy today. Conversation would only stall her. He laughed to himself a bit. "You're a woman on a mission, aren't you? Going to the market today?" "Yeah, how do you know?" "You're carrying enough goods in that baskets for one. What are they, if I might ask?" "Trinkets and things I found. I told myself once I got a basket full, I'd try and sell them all at the market." "Sensible," he said, smile growing. "What's a young girl like you doing selling and scavenging?" Marcel arched her back and puffed out her cheeks. "I'm not a child." "Of course not," he said, still laughing, eyebrows climbing in question. She turned her head to the side as they turned down one of the alleyways, one of the many shortcuts she knew in Skystead. I want to be a merchant." He nodded sagely. "I think you'd have made a great merchant, little Marcel." She snapped her head up at him, feeling a little sluggish. "How did you know my name?" Her eyes were fluttering and the world was spinning. She fell to her knees, feeling sick. Was this the familiars doing? That was impossible, though. They weren't supposed to be able to use magic on people. She was still awake, but she couldn't move. Only listen as another set of steps grew closer and lifted her up, her basket removed from her. "Wasn't it easier with a distraction?" the familiar said, sounding worlds away from her. The person holding her muttered in agreement. "The job was successful. You get the artifacts, and I get the body." "Of course, as agreed." "Send your keeper my regards." "Of course, he'd love to hear from you. You should come over sometime. He'd be happy to have guests." Marcel was screaming in her head. They were taking her stuff. They were taking her. She felt her heartbeat quicken, and her blood rushed to her ears as she tried desperately to do anything, move even the slightest little bit. But she was stuck, limp and frozen as they walked, carrying her, shifting her around. "Cute kid," a passerby said. The man laughed, sounding completely genuine when he responded. "Thanks. She was so tired she fell right asleep. I was hoping to show her the marketplace today, but I guess that'll have to wait." He talked to various strangers as they walked, talking lightly like he hadn't just committed kidnapping and robbing on her, each time ending the conversation with a muttered, "Time to take you home." And with that, episode 13 of Kingmakers, Bell, draws to a close. I've been your Master of Ceremonies, and we will see you all next time.